Top of the morning to you guys on this fantabulous Monday morning, y'all. We have made it into another week. Yes, okay. I hope y'all's Monday has started off well. It's early, really early where I am, but some of us have to get our day started very early. But wherever you are, I hope your Monday morning is starting off well for you, okay? And again, if it is not, you already know what I'm about to say. You can turn it around. There are 24 hours in a day. So let's not let whatever we're going through, whatever hassles or struggles that we have, hold us down, hold our minds hostage, and have our attitudes all messed up for the day. All right. Hey, Tony. Good morning, love. How are you? I hope you are doing well on today. Thank you for tuning in with me on this morning. Yeah, y'all, I hope y'all's weekend was well. I hope all is well with everybody tuning in. Seriously, it's so much going on in life, y'all. We all have our different things that we're juggling. We all have different struggles. Believe it or not so different. A lot of us are going through similar things. And it's okay. Just make sure you're in the right mindset. Make sure you are handling your self-care. All right. Because your mind needs to be right, honey, in order for you to be productive, in order for you to make it, and in order for you to not bleed out onto others. All right. A lot of us bleed onto others when we're not all the way together. So you got to make sure you are taking care of self. It is very, very important. Good morning, OG. How are you doing? How are you on this Monday morning? Thank you for tuning in, my friend. Yeah, my motivation on the go for today is quite simple. um we need to make sure that the advice that we are receiving has God's backing. Walk with me for a minute, y'all. Sometimes, y'all, things sound good. Sometimes that advice you get from, even people in social media, online, friends, families and loved ones, sometimes their advice sounds so good. Their recommendations sound so good. Their 2 cents appears to make sense. But y'all, God's standards are different. God's thoughts are way higher than man's thoughts. Even pay attention to motivational speakers that you speak to, because if God is not in the back end of their motivation, you can be truly getting someone's strong opinion and it can be wrong. And then you go and you run with their advice, you run with their solutions, you run what they have to say, only to later on down the line have regrets. All right. We need to make sure that who we're listening to is rooted in God. All right. I'm not saying you have to be all holier than thou. I even hate that term, because normally when someone uses it, they're being vindictive. All right. Normally when someone says that, they're being rude and they're doing it in a callous way, even if they may come across as not so callous, because that's just typically not something someone says. Okay. But the thing is, y'all, we'll be around here taking advice from people. But what they're doing is they're giving you their strong opinion on what they would do. And not only that, let's just keep it real. Sometimes you may not tell the whole story, and then a person's opinion is biased, you know? So they're telling you what you want to hear when you could not be being completely truthful with them. What's that saying? We always tell the parts of the story that doesn't necessarily incriminate us. You know what I mean? Some people have a habit of doing that. Everyone's not truthful. Everyone cannot handle their ugly truth as well. So, yeah, we got to be careful out here. You really have to be careful about who you're listening to. Listening to what these people are saying to you. When I say these people, I mean in people in general. Again, their emotions could be tied into it. They may have a certain biasness. Hey, Proud Miss Charlotte, so good to see you. How you doing this morning? Good morning to you. There's so many factors that come into play when they're giving you their advice. And let's not even go the route where if they don't necessarily care for the individual that you're seeking advice on, or they don't necessarily, honey, you could be getting advice from an undercover hater. Let me just keep it real for a minute. You could truly be getting advice from an undercover hater. A lot of people truly have that crab in a bucket mentality. Yeah, I want to see you do okay, but not necessarily better than me. And they may say things, and now they're altering your thought process. They're altering what it is that you want to do. and you're leaning towards them. And in cases as such, you're truly leaning on your own understanding. That's why you got to go to the word and see what God feels. Because y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, some of the things that we think is just okay, it's really not. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We need to find out what God thinks about it. All right. Again, people will give you some, honey, some of the worst advice. And, sometimes they really may think they're doing something. They really may think that that's the best advice. But as I mentioned, they're giving you their strong opinion. Proverbs 6:23, for a command is a lamp, teaching is a light, and corrective discipline is the way to life. Yes. And how does God do us, promise child? He corrects us through discipline. See, that friend, that buddy, or whomever, they're probably only correcting you by giving you something you want to hear. All right. They're tickling your ears, as the word says. You don't want to have your ears tickled out here. I'm telling you, you'll make life altering choices. You'll make life altering decisions because you're listening to someone who, again, their advice could be coming from a not so great place. And then again, it could be as well. But you don't want to put yourself in a situation and make decisions and choices that's going to alter your life, alter your path, because you're listening to everybody except the Creator. That's why God says, come to me, cast those burdens up here to me. Let me handle it. Let me deal with it. That way you can go on living. Y'all, a lot of us are around here, like honestly, a lot of us are around here just burning down, you're weighed down. But God already admonishes us to cast those burdens to Him. Let me carry that load, Shay, so that you can be operating in your best, at your best. You have a family to raise. Don't walk around with that burden. Go ahead and give me that burden so that you can live life abundantly and not worry about that. Isn't that awesome that God thinks about us and loves us that much to do something like that for us? And yes, promise child, He is both the light and the way. But we live in a world that lies in the power of the wicked one. And a lot of people don't understand that. Y'all, the world truly lies, the powers to be that's running this world. You tell me what's holy about them. Okay? You tell me what's good about them. These people that run this system are wicked. The scriptures forewarned us from that way back when. And a lot of us are just now starting to see that. Political parties that don't even have your best interests at heart. Okay? I don't politic. I'm not rooting for no man. Okay? I go to God. That's why I don't complain when certain things take place, because I already know that if man is not being led by God, honey, you can't trust and follow behind him, because he's not even properly directing his own step. It's a message. 2 John 1:7, for many deceivers have gone out into the world, those who do not confess the coming of Jesus Christ in the flesh. Such a one is the deceiver and the antichrist. Yes, promise y'all, pay attention to the teachings. Pay attention to whom you listen to. You got to pay attention. Don't be afraid. When God has instilled in you the truth, honey, He's showing you the way. Don't be afraid to even turn around and tell the next person. A person, an evil, wicked-hearted person, can still turn around. That heart can be convicted. God can work with them. We want to try to get them on the right path before a reprobated mind sets in within them. Because once a person turns, that mind, and they turn into a reprobate, honey, there's not much. What can God even do with them? A lot of times they're going to blaspheme against God. I'm telling you. And I've seen some things, and it literally will make you cringe, okay? While Satan is somewhere elated. He's happy. Oh, yes, I got one. Welcome over here to my team. So, yeah, don't ever be afraid to even go forth and do the same thing that was done way before you and I even existed. 2 Timothy 3:5, having the appearance of godliness. Oh, my gosh, promise y'all, that is literally one of my favorite scriptures. Having the appearance of godliness, but denying its power. Avoid such people. Pay attention. This all ties into the fruit. Honey, if the fruit ain't fruiting, honey, you need to keep it moving. If the fruit ain't fruiting, keep it moving, okay? Because in order to produce that fine fruit of God, baby, you got to uproot some things. It has to be uprooted, okay? So yeah, that's one of my favorite scriptures, Promise Child, because so many people have the appearance. They appear to be this way. They appear to be that way, but it's by our fruits that we are known. And even, even people who walk their life, y'all, you're going to make mistakes, okay? You're going to do some things that may not make everybody happy, but your fruits are going to be just that. All right? Pay attention to the signs. A manipulator doesn't manipulate one or two people. No, they're going to manipulate everybody. Trust me. A deceiver isn't out here, well, I'm just gonna deceive this person. No, you're gonna deceive everybody. It's just levels to it. You have to gain trust. It takes time. All right. So yeah, the closer we get to God, the more people exit our life. Yes. So let's not chase people. Okay. That whole phrase, rejection is God's protection. Y'all, that is so true. God will literally, I'm telling you, I remember saying a while back about that whole term ghosting. You'll think someone's ghosted you or kicked you to the curb, and God has blocked access, honey. He knows what you are. He is protecting you. That's why you need to hold on to God, so that he will show you that. You will know that. It'll make that sting not so bad. It'll still hurt a little bit, but you're going to accept God's hand in the manner. All right. And you're going to definitely move different. So you definitely want to get closer to God. Yes. Promise y'all, isn't it something? They'll start to drop left and right. But sometimes, y'all, people can exit. God can work on their heart, and there can be a re-entrance into your life. But you got to let God do that. All right. Because I'm big on the God can restore anything. He's in the business of restoration. All right. I was just talking to, it makes me chuckle because I was just talking to a loved one the other night. We were talking about that. And I mentioned to him, God can restore anything. We were talking about, just something simple. But God can restore anything. Okay. He is a way maker. And if it's not to be restored, that's up to God. God sees all. Each time we fall short, Satan smiles. We cannot lose our faith. Listen, when I tell you that joker, Satan gets, man, listen, that joker probably, tap dances. He tap dances when we fall short, because the whole ploy is for us to stay down. Don't get back up. And he'll try to orchestrate situations to where the hit and the blow was so hard, you feel as though you cannot get up. It is a trick of the enemy. Yes, you can. You can always tell when Satan is at the root of something, y'all, because it's mean, ugly, cruel, and straight up heartless. All right. I think about some of the things that I've experienced and gone through in life, and I think about, Shay, why are you tripping? These people had no godly devotion within them to do that to you. There is no way a person with a single ounce of godly devotion, and I don't care who you worship, okay? But those actions are going to show who you truly worship. And it's nothing of light. It's nothing of God when you can do such cruel things to people and be strategic about it. I told y'all, people will plan, honey. They plan and they sit back and they will wait for your reaction. Been there. But I serve a God that trumps all of that. And I was able to make it out of that. So yeah, Promise y'all. Each time we fall short, Satan wants us to lose our faith. He doesn't want us to turn to God. He wants us to be embarrassed. He wants us to feel shameful. He wants us to do everything but come to God. He wants to push you to a place of isolation and trick you and tell you, oh, isolation is so good, you need it. An idle mind is the devil's playground. Depending on what's going on during that isolation, honey, Satan is going to work on you. All right? It's a message. Matthew 23:27. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. Ooh, honey. For you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly appear beautiful, but then are full of dead people's bones and all uncleanliness. I'm trying to tell y'all. You need to be tapped in to know what's going on within a person. Paying attention. See, that's why a lot of us, discernment and all of that, that's a gift. Discernment is a gift. Someone can be smiling in my face and I can see ill intentions behind the smile. Someone can be staring me in my face and I see the deadness in their eyes. I'm going to tell you, discernment is a gift, okay? Sometimes in the beginning, it was kind of scary, being able to pick up on that. Like, I can literally feel when something is off. I can literally, but that's a form of protection. God gives that to us. He gives that to us. That's his way of protecting us, y'all. So yeah, woe to you scribes, you Pharisees, you workers of lawlessness, all of that may in due time. And see, I hate when people say things like, oh, where is God? God is not going to do anything. God loves us so much that he's giving your behind time. You know, people say things like, oh, the good people always die. First of all, what is good? Dying in the Lord that's what's good. All right. At least at least you have something to look forward to. Sometimes the bad, wicked, and cruel people, will be mad. Oh, they're still living. They're still walking around. God is giving you the opportunity to turn away from your wicked ways, to stop touching the unclean things he can take you in. Isn't that something? That even in your filth, God can do something with you. And he's literally waiting on you to turn around. And he'll send messenger behind messenger right your way. I don't believe in coincidences, y'all. I do not believe in coincidences. God works. I don't believe he works mysteriously. I believe he just works. And that's just that. 2 Timothy 3:13, while evil people and imposters will go on from bad to worse. Yes, 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 yes. Deceiving and being deceived. I'm going to stop right there. Y'all, people who deceive us are first deceived. That's a whole bar right there, promise child. I know it's in the scriptures, but truly, in order for a person to deceive you, they were first thoroughly deceived themselves. They will advance from bad to worse. All you have to do is sit back and watch. That's all you have to do. And when you're tuning in from the scope in which God is your he's your rock. You're leaning on God and not your own understanding. You will see. Y'all, it's a gift. Everybody doesn't see what you see when you're connected to God. They see surface value. You do not. You see beneath the surface. And it truly is a gift. All right. This example is like wolves eating their own. The type of folks to definitely stay away from. And sometimes these wolves are your family. Yeah, sometimes the wolf is your own family. Do you know sometimes your own family don't want you to see what what am I trying to say? They don't want to see you do well. They don't want to see you thrive. Again, they may want to see you do okay, but they may not want to see you do better than them. Some of us are out here breaking generational curses, and your family can't stand it. It's a message. They can't stand it. What positive do they have? What positivity do they pour into you about doing the right thing when it comes down to your life and choices that you're making? What's their moral code? And that takes us to where, y'all, you got to pay attention to people's families before you go and intertwine. I'm going to tell you, okay? Because you learn a lot just from watching their family, how they move. Okay? Everybody fornicators. Nobody gets married. We're all adulterers. We're married, but we talk and mess with other people. If it's happening in a family, y'all, 9 times out of 10, you could be marching headfirst into that situation. You got to be careful. And most importantly, you need to be led by God so you know which direction that you need to be going in. All right? So yeah, the eyes are the window to the soul. You can see Satan. Oh my gosh, promise child. Satan and many people, even their aura is ice cold. Yes. When I tell y'all that is a true thing, I have witnessed it. That is a testimony up to the heavens. Honey, you can feel it. Honey, it will literally send a signal throughout your body. Do you hear me? That is a true thing. The eyes are the window to the soul. So many people are, we think that, oh, they're just going through something. Oh, they're this. Yeah, they're wicked. They're evil. But if you're not connected to God, you don't know that. And then you go eyes wide shut into situations with people who cannot wait to get you trapped because you saw surface value, because you were not connected with God, who gives us discernment so that we can see beneath the surface. All right. And then to go and get advice from these people, to go spending, time after time, giving, talking about your problems, what you're going through. You could be literally talking to a whole demon out here. You're talking to somebody that's just as wicked, and by you not knowing. And before you know it, you'll be wicked too. Don't let that go over your head, honey. Bad association ruins useful habits. That's a message. That's a scripture. That bad association will mess you up. Honey, you want to go from being clean to unclean real quick? Mess around and start dabbling into some bad association. It will overpower you. All right. So yeah, you gotta be careful about that. Hey, realist one, good morning. It's so good to see you. Biggest challenge for me is definitely Matthew 5:44. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. Man, proud mixed child, it took so much growth. It took a lot of time. I'm right with you on that one there. That was a really big challenge for me. But I kid you not, I prayed to God so much. I used to joke and say, thank God for his powers, because y'all will be trying to talk to God and I got him tied up. Shay been on the line with God the last 4.5 hours. You can't even get through. But seriously, when I tell you, that was also one of my biggest challenges, especially depending on the connection, because Satan can use somebody right in your bedroom to turn against you. He can use somebody you came from, a parent, to abuse you. He can use a sibling, and it's normally always someone you have some form of connection to anyway, because it's easier. They have the access to get to you like that. And it is truly hard when I tell you, but what God does is he gives us the vision. We can see, and we can see clearly. And I saw the enemy that was operating within people who did things to me. So I don't hate them. I love them more. We were just talking about it. But when I tell you, I hate the enemy that drove them to do what they did, Satan, demons, darkness, I hate it. I hate it wholeheartedly, and I say it with my whole chest. Satan is strategic, though, all right? When Satan moves in, people, everything is different. And when I say different, because Satan comes in and he controls that vessel. It was very hard for me to still be good to them, not hate them, but I'm telling you, doing it God's way. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to say it's a walk in the park, but I smile now. You know, I don't dwell on it. I don't hold it over their heads. Did it happen? That takes me back to what I said the other day. It doesn't invalidate what they did to me. It doesn't invalidate what they put me through. It doesn't invalidate that at all. That really happened, and I truly went through it. I really did. But I never let go of God. God healed me through it, is still healing me through it. And in doing so, the hatred that Satan wanted to fester up within me, child, by straight love. Literally. And they know it as well. So yeah, Satan is he's crafty, honey. You got to know something. You got to know God. That's what you got to know. You got to know God. Anytime a person's aura can change the temperature in a room, that's definitely an entity. Yes. And the cue is for us to bounce. I don't even have enough time to go into an experience I had with that. It was very uncomfortable. It was before I matured into to who I am today in God. But when I tell you, you are so spot on, proud mixed child, it changes the complete temperature in the room. Oh my gosh. That is, oh man. I don't have time to go into that. We gonna get into that, promise, y'all. We gotta do a set together. I know we've been saying that for the longest, but we have to link up. We have to link up. I'm gonna email you. But when I tell you, you can see the entity. Oh baby, that entity sees you too. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That entity saw the angels that protected me. Oh my gosh, I got chills all over my body. That entity saw that I was protected. That entity had to bounce. All right, you gotta get up out of here. And it's in people, y'all. This even is outside the home. This can be just out in general. I'll pick that up in people in general. I had an incident recently with someone, just recently, and a woman was just, honey, she did everything but her head, except her head started spinning around. Okay, I saw what time it was, especially when I locked eyes with her. I'm like, yeah, I see what that is. So you'll think someone's upset, mad at you and all of that. Honey, that's that entity sniffing out what's in you, and they get mad. They're real mad. Ooh, proud me, child. You just touched one with that, but the temperature will completely change. It will completely shift when you are in the presence of darkness, in the presence of an entity. If you are tapped in with God. If you're not tapped in with God, honey, you'll be laying with it, playing with it, tap dancing with it, and everything else unknowingly. But when God is in the mix, it's very uncomfortable. Good morning, Angie. Welcome in. Good morning. It's so good to see you. I normally try to catch you in the morning sometimes. It's so good to see you, sis. I hope you're doing good this morning. Matthew 7, 13 through 14. Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction. Yes, it is. And those who enter by it are many. It's so many. As the word describes it, it's like the sands of the beaches. It's like the sands of the beaches. You know how much sand you can just scoop up in your hand? Ooh, honey. For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads, let me scroll up, to life. And those who find it are few. Yes, it is. It's few that find life. And the thing is, some people find it, and if you're not careful, you can lose it. Don't get it twisted. The fight is daily, y'all. We have to make sure we are armored up daily. You don't go and make a dedication to God today and then you're out here doing this. No, 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 no. This is something you do daily. That's just like, I know a lot of institutions or churches will not teach that, once saved, always saved. That is a lie. That is not scriptural. Once saved, always saved is not true, honey. You have to armor up. You have to renew yourself daily. Do you hear me? You have to fight even harder once you make that dedication to God because, they're coming. Oh, the dark is coming. The darkness is going to come. Satan is coming before you even verbalize it because he knows once you made the decision, even in your heart, because of how your actions, because of how you're going to start to move. Remember, the enemy watches. So he's going to pick up on that before you even verbalize it. Once you make the dedication to God in your heart, you're going to start moving differently. And Satan's coming for you because his thing is I got to knock you off your rocks. I got to let God know, Shay don't want you for real. And he'll orchestrate things to try to pull us out of character, so that we can fit, the image that he wants us to be. Not today. And yeah, it's so easy to go into that, on that path of destruction, honey. It's fun. We're having a blast. You're having a time of your life on that road to destruction. That's what's going on over there. No moral code. All things go. Do as you please. Believing there's no consequence. You got to be careful with that. All right. We dislike everything and anything that Satan loves. Always rejected. Legion, absolutely. A lot of people claim to be wholeheartedly walking with God, but they are co-signing things that God is completely against. You just made me think about something, Promise Child. God is not co-signing adultery. God is not co-signing you lying. God is not co-signing hatred. If God dislikes it, you dislike it. I don't care if your own child, your own sibling, your own spouse is doing it. If God hates it, you are to hate it as well. You're not to hate the person, but I'm not going to be co-signing it. Okay? If God is, let's use adultery as an example. God, how does God feel about adultery? So God forbid, let's say my son is married and he goes out and he's messing around with some woman. You think I'm going to associate with that woman? I hate what God hates. Why would I associate with that woman? It doesn't matter how I would even feel about my son's wife. It doesn't matter how I feel about her. I'm living for God, right? By our fruits we are known. I don't have no association with that Jezebel. Why would I? We have to hate what God hates, y'all. It's a message. And this right here, it will ruffle feathers because I know a lot of us being imperfect, we've sat in those seats before. Honey, if God despises it and God hates it, you have to despise it too. Or that's saying a lot about you. Maybe your faith is fragile. Okay? All right, y'all. It's a message there. We definitely got to link up, Proud Mix Child. Stay safe and blessed. Take care, Shay. Oh, see you later, Proud Mix Child. Look, I'm so late. I started talking a little bit. Good morning, First Lady. It's so good to see you. My morning is going well, honey. My morning is going really well. I feel good. I feel nice and rejuvenated. Got me some sleep. Had a good time with some family yesterday, so I feel well. How's your morning going? I hope it's going good. But yeah, y'all, I just want to hop on and get that motivation out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and close out. I'm coming up on 30 minutes now. But as I opened up with y'all, go to God and see his get his outlook on the matter. Get God's advice, all right? Because I'm telling you, especially things that are going to alter your life. You're thinking about doing something that's going to alter your life. You need to go to God. Not that buddy. Not that friend. All right? Stop rocking with everything that people say. It's a lot of things that we do in this life that are against God. Just like I remember the term that was coined, no new friends. No new friends, no new friends. God, you don't know who God may send into your life to bless you, to help you. But you're running around here with the mindset, no new friends. Okay? You may be rejecting a blessing. You may be rejecting who God is sending to help you. This whole, I can't get past this. If you do this to me, I never trust you again. This, that, and the third. Is that how God feels? What have you done that people may not know about? What if God treated you like that? Y'all, step away from the scenes and the actions and the beliefs of this world that is wicked and rotten away rocks with. I'm telling you, when you're connected with God, you'll see how insensitive and how foolish it is to even fall into that same mindset. That's not how God believes. That's not what God teaches. That's not how God does us. Okay? Oh, well, yeah, you've crossed the line with me, or you've this or you've that. Are you serious? What if God treated us like that? I have to get as real as I can with this one, y'all, because it happens so much. Oh, shoot, if that would have happened to me, I'd never talk to them again. Oh, yeah, I'll never this, I'll never that. Honey, you got to listen. Draw close to God. Get a proper understanding of why people do the things they do. Tap in so you'll see from a spiritual standpoint. We're spiritual beings, entities, demons influence people to do wicked things. And one of the ways you're going to be baited is you're going to hate the person or people or groups or whoever that are steered by the entity. That's the plan. It's a trick. It's deception. That entity that's within people causes them to do things to you. Tap in with God. You'll see the entity too. He'll show you. You'll know what it is. And you'll fight to stay on God's side in God's good graces. And you can even go back and love those who have come against you, understanding the influence that they were under. Again, doesn't mean you may kumbaya or things may go back to how it was. Not necessarily, but guess what, y'all? It could. Sometimes instead of replacing, God restores. It's a message. But if you don't fully trust God, and if you're still leaning on your own understanding, how would you know? It's a message, y'all. I got to get on up off of here. It's time for me to get my babies ready for school. But y'all, listen to me. Stay away from people. I don't mean to say stay away. Be mindful. Be mindful of the knowledge you intake. Be mindful of the people you chatted up with. You even the people who you share personal things with, as far as you think that they're going to help you. Because depending on how that help is coming, they're going to ruin you. It may not come today. It may not come tomorrow. But at some point in time in the future, you're going to regret it. I've witnessed people regret things. There's things that I've regretted in my own life. I will never rely on man, or man as in mankind, to guide me anywhere, honey. No, absolutely not. Establish that relationship with God, y'all. Establish it. You'll see things for what it truly is, and God will heal you. He'll come in, and where you were once deceived, you see clearly now. And the point of that is so that you're not deceived any further. That's what God will do for you. Yeah, First Lady, isn't that something? It truly is something. We have to protect our peace. If people knew exactly how strategic the devil is, Satan is, you could win. You could truly win. You have a chance in the fight. When people go out, these fighters and stuff, what do they do before the fight? A lot of times, what do? They study their opponent. They look for a weakness. And then what do? They try to come up with a plan so that they can do what? Maximize off that person's weakness. That's what Satan does, y'all. Think about that for a minute. That enemy watches, oh, let me watch Shay. Let me see where she's weak at. Oh, okay. So, oh, you love that person. Ooh. Oh, you are truly dedicated. Ooh. Oh, you have a weak. Oh, okay. So what I need to do is, in order to get to Shay, I need to get inside that person then. I can't get to her any other way. Y'all, Satan is strategic. Do you understand me? All right. He has a way. He knows how to get to Shay. He knows how to get to my sister, oh, excuse me, the hiccups. He knows how to get to my sister, First Lady. He knows how to, hey, Terry, welcome in. He knows how to get to each and every one of us. He has nothing but time on his hand as he's awaiting his final destruction. Okay? Nothing but time. And he wants as many of us to go down with him as possible. It's a message. All right? It is a message, y'all. But yeah, let me get on up off of here before I end up running late, y'all. But thank y'all so much for tuning in with me on this early morning. This is a very early morning motivation. It's just now after 6 here. And when I got on, it was still in the 5 o'clock hour. So it's early where I am. And yes, First Lady, don't underestimate me. I'm kind. Oh, let me tell you something. Hold on. I have to say something really quickly because that tickled me. Don't get it twisted. I know I've said that so many times. First Lady, why do they do it though? I'm telling you, they will underestimate you, honey, especially when they think that, oh, so they love God. Oh, they're weak. They're not. Yes, people will underestimate you. Try to draw you out of character just so they can point a finger at you. Honey, you're not going to pull me out of character, but don't get it twisted. Because see, when God is the one at the core of things, I can bite your head off. It's just going to be in a way that you don't imagine. I'm not going to satisfy you. All right? That two-edged sword is going to come through. Okay? And that just really took me to my core, First Lady. Because people will underestimate you, honey. I'm telling you. Take your kindness for weakness. What my sisters say, don't get it twisted. Okay? Because the snapback from a person who relies on God is different from a worldly person. All right? We don't have to be all vindictive and all of that to do it. But yeah, that took on me. I kind of needed that this morning. Don't get it twisted. Like hashtag don't get it twisted. But yeah, let me hop on up off of here, y'all. Have a great morning. If you didn't get a chance to hit the like button coming in, do me a favor and hit it on your way out. All right, y'all. I know I've been slacking on the motivation, but as I said the other day, you know, as you truly shift into alignment, which is a daily thing, you'll see what you'll be shifted into making more time for what's most important. And I'm not saying that being here talking to y'all aren't most important. It's just priorities will shift, you know, and I have small kids and that's my number one priority, which they've always been my number one priority. So it's just, you know, my schedule has shifted quite a bit. You know, the more we shift into alignment, our schedules kind of shift as well. You know, so, and then I'm more of an early bird now. My day starts a little before 4 a.m. now. So everything has changed. And by the time evening comes, honey, I'm trying to go to bed. What are you saying? But thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. Again, hit the like button on your way out if you didn't hit it coming in. And be mindful of who you're soliciting advice from. Be mindful of whose suggestions you are taking. All right, y'all. Be mindful of it. Pay attention. Tap in with God because it could be someone you love dearly who doesn't have your best interest at heart and you're listening to them. All right. It could be a parent. It could be a sibling. It could be a spouse, honey. It doesn't matter. Okay. So be very mindful of that and make sure if it doesn't align with what God says, don't take it into consideration. All right. A lot of things sound good, but they aren't good for us. All right. Pay attention to even some of the motivational people. Some motivational speakers sound real good. And if you don't have a Bible back end, you'll be rocking with things they say. But I've listened to some motivational speakers and I sat there scratching my head like, wow, that's not right. But they make it sound so good. You see what I'm saying? They make it sound so appealing to that we just pick it up and we run with it. It's a message, all right? You have a blessed, restorative, reflective, and powerful day as well, First Lady. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Stash Cash, I'm happy you could tune in, even though I'm getting ready to tune on out and continue on with my day. But thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you could stop by. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon, all right? All right, y'all. Peace out. Bye-bye.